This presentation talks about managing fluid while on hemodialysis. So why should you care about your fluid intake? Kidneys make urine to get rid of the extra fluid in your body. When the kidneys are not working well, they cannot get rid of the extra fluid. Fluid overload can happen when there is too much water in the body. The less urine that your body produces, the less fluids you can consume without overloading your body. Fluid restrictions are given to people on dialysis to avoid fluid overload. Too much water in the body can cause many health problems. These health problems include nausea or vomiting, headaches, cramping, swelling, shortness of breath, and difficulty breathing. Extra fluid in the body also increases your blood pressure and makes your heart work harder. Stress on your heart can lead to heart problems and heart failure. Following your fluid restriction will help you to feel better and avoid these negative health consequences. So, what counts as fluid? Any drinks that are liquid at room temperature are fluid. This includes water, milk, plant-based milks, coffee, tea, cream, hot chocolate, juice, pop, sports drinks, alcohol, and any other liquid beverages. It also includes milkshakes, smoothies, slushies, ice cream, frozen yogurt, crushed ice or ice cubes, sherbet, and popsicles. Does food count as fluid? Yes, some foods have a lot of liquid and they will count towards your total fluid intake. This includes soups, sauces, gravy, jello, and liquid from canned fruit. Porridge has fluid too, and it is also high in potassium and phosphorus. It is recommended to limit porridge in your diet. So what can you do instead of drinking water when you're thirsty? There are a few strategies to help with thirst. You can suck on frozen grapes or other frozen fruits. Eating watermelon can also help with thirst, but limit to 1 cup of watermelon per day. Sucking on ice chips or hard candies will also help. Other ways to reduce thirst include chewing gum, rinsing your mouth with mouthwash, and rinsing your mouth with cold water. When rinsing your mouth, make sure to spit out the water. Water that you swallow will count towards your fluid allowance. Another way to help manage your thirst is by paying attention to your salt intake. Too much salt causes your body to hold on to more water. This can also lead to fluid overload. If you find that you're always thirsty and you're not sure why, it could be because of salty foods. Check the nutrition facts label of your foods for sodium. Low sodium foods have a daily value of 5% or less. You should also select products without added salt. There are a few other tips to help manage your fluid intake. Drink only when you are thirsty and use a small glass or cup when drinking fluids. Drain the liquid from canned products, like canned fruit. Keep track of your weight each day. Sudden increases in weight can mean that you are holding on to more fluid. If you have diabetes, keep your blood sugars in your target range. High blood sugars will increase thirst. So how do you know how much fluid you are having? There are many strategies to keep track of your fluid intake. Find a way that works best for you. Here are a couple options. You can keep a written daily log. So measure how much fluid you are drinking and write it down. Add it up throughout the day and do not go over your total restriction. You can also fill a water bottle with the fluid you are allowed for the day and drink from it throughout the day. Do not refill the water bottle. Make sure to account for any non-water fluids by subtracting that amount from the water bottle. You can also use an app to log your daily fluid intake. There are many apps available to track fluids. H2O Overload is an app created by the National Kidney Foundation for people who need to limit their fluid intake. Many other water tracker apps will let you put in a goal fluid intake. You can enter your daily fluid allowance and make sure you stay below that number. Log your fluids as you drink them, and the app will add them up for you. It may be helpful to know about some of the common fluid conversions. This will make it easier to keep track of your total fluid intake. The next few slides cover some common measurements to help you know how much fluid you are getting. For example, 1 cup is equal to 240 milliliters of fluid, or 8 fluid ounces. 1 standard can of pop has 12 fluid ounces, or 350 milliliters of fluid. You can usually check the bottom or the side of the bottle or can to see how much fluid it has. If you are having ice, you will have to count it in your total fluid intake. 1 medium-sized ice cube is about 1 or 2 tablespoons of water. 1 cup of crushed ice contains about half the amount of water, which is 1/2 of a cup. This is a rough estimate because the size of ice cubes can be different. You can measure the amount of water in your ice cubes and write it down for a more accurate measurement. Tim Hortons drinks have a lot of fluid in them, depending on what size you get. Use these charts when going to Tim Hortons to know how much fluid you are drinking. If you are unsure of anything or have any questions, talk to your dialysis team. They can clarify or answer any questions you may have about hemodialysis and your care.